And the water's low, so it's extra loud.
Oh, what have you named your empty fish tank?
Well, the fish that was in it was named Richard Dryfish, but the empty fish tank I have not named. I should.
Oh, did he dry out? Is that how he died?
No, he didn't dry out. Although I really like that theory. No, I'm just not very good at taking care of fish. It's sad.
Oh, just a fish killer.
Okay, here we go. And then I text my mother the link so that she has it because she likes to watch. And then I get the picture of your mom.
Oh, they probably remember each other.
They probably do remember each other. I remember your mom.
Oh man, who
Okay.
can forget that?
All right. Perfect. Okay. Here we go. Oh my gosh, there's so many things that are happening on the screens with the technology.
I like your
So
bed sheets.
thank you. I bought them in a fit of like I want to be the person I see in the magazine kind of thing, and I like made my room all nice. It was after a breakup. Yeah.
I get
So
it.
yeah. Yeah. So thanks for joining me on my show. Mickey, I have a question for you. What's not
Okay.
wrong with your life?
What's not wrong with my life?
Yeah,
Oh, well, I'm sitting in a car, which is mine.
that's awesome.
Um, it's the first time in about 10 years that I can say that. I'm looking at this beautiful view,
That's gorgeous.
and there's dragonflies in the parking lot.
I love it.
Other
That's
than that, I'm like,
fantastic. Well, I am going to play the theme song now. So there's a theme song. Yes, I'm sure that you will love it.
Welcome to Krista's new talk show. It's really something, don't you know? There's a friend and maybe there's a cat. Maybe they'll take some time to chat. Her mother thinks she's funny. Her mother thinks she's funny. Her mother thinks she's funny. And maybe you will too.
Are you ready for this?
So that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today for this episode of My Mother Thinks I'm Funny. Today, my guest is the very special Mickey Beavis, who is a musician, a map maker, cartographer, multimedia specialist, a self-described chronic miscreant. And we were friends so long ago in elementary and middle school. And like we haven't talked since then. So thank you so much for being on my show today.
oh, thanks for having me.
You are very welcome. So, what is a moment that you might have had recently, something that just kind of made you say, huh?
Huh. Well, I got a job. But I thought it was supposed to be a hunt moment. So I came up with a good hunt that I had.
Oh, tell me that then.
Okay, so I came home from work about 3 weeks ago, and like my apartment smelled awful. It just smelled awful, and it smelled like something sick and rotting was happening. So I thought maybe something had died. So literally, like, okay, my idea of a hunt, right? It's like a search with aggression. So I literally tore my apartment apart trying to find what it was. Couldn't find it. A whole week went by. It got worse and worse. Like, I looked in my oven, I looked in my bed, I looked in my shoes, everywhere. Those are like the usual suspects. It turns out I'd left an onion about the size of my head next to the toaster, and every time I'd made toast, the onion got like more and more rotted to the point where it was growing more onions on top of the onions, and then leaking out this horrible, like putrid liquid, which had then seeped into the bottom of the toaster. So I had to get a new toaster. But then also I went on the sly and deposited the onion in the Safeway parking lot trash can. And then I came back later and I saw them all like trying to get that trash can apart, probably smelling the same smell I'd smelled. So that was my successful hunt story. The aha moment of that is just I'm never ever buying onions ever again. Oh, and I got a new toaster.
Yeah. The right toaster makes all the difference.
Oh, it's great. It has this little rack that you can like push up and you can like toast things on it. I don't think that's really
Like a
thing,
toaster
but
oven?
no, it's like a rack. You push this button and it pops up and it's all like, put my reheatable toasted whatever it is on top of it. I don't really get it, but it was cute at the time when I bought it on Amazon.
That's awesome. Like a
That's the
hunt,
kind of
I feel like a hunt moment like that where, like you have a goal and, you ended up achieving it is probably more satisfying than a moment. Plus, that would explain the autocorrect that kept happening, I think, for me.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend that kind of hunt moment for anybody in the future. So do what you can to prevent like self-growing onion fluid.
That sounds like some kind of weird horror movie, self-growing onion fluid.
It's sage advice. What are you talking about?
It is sage advice. I recently heard you're not supposed to keep onions and potatoes next to each other.
Oh gosh, I'm not even trying that.
Well, don't do it because apparently, like the gas from the onions makes the potatoes rot faster. So apparently, don't do that. And now you know.
Oh man, we should never be in a kitchen together. Can you imagine? We just turn into a science experiment. It would be like, what can we make by like, putrefying and chemically combining all of the detritus that, no.
That was science. I remember kids doing those science experiments in like middle school, high school.
Yeah. I won the science fair. I remember that from way back when. I can't remember why. It's probably because like, I don't know. I was just probably cute and they thought maybe she'd look cute with the.
No, you were like, doing all of the smart academic things, including science fairs. I don't know. You found things you liked better, maybe?
It all caught up with me.
It's hard to be like a high achieving kid, and then have that translate into adulthood.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. Constantly trying to live up to my 10-year-old self.
Your 10-year-old self was pretty accomplished. I mean, I remember that. But
can't go back.
No, but that's the thing. Like we're making new things and we're finding things that like we like better and that we're good at for the sake of like us wanting to be good at that instead of just like, oh, this is what we're supposed to do.
Good point.
So we don't have a joke from your mom today, but we do have a picture of her.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I probably am the joke from my mom, but go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna share. Let's see the picture that we have of her. I like this. I feel like, is that the same house that you lived in? Do I recognize that house?
Yes, too? It is, and it is. You can recognize my ceiling.
I don't know. It just felt right. I don't know.
It's that identifying color of off-white, eggshell, whatever it is.
Yeah, no, my house was the same color. So this is your mom, and you said she made you a mask?
She made that mask, and then you might recognize this. I don't know if you can see me still. Can you still see me?
Yes, I can still see you. You're in the corner.
Wait, no, I'm in the corner in the picture of my mom too.
Yeah, I know, but I can see you like.
So she made me this mask, right, which is way too big for my face. In fact, it covers my entire face. In fact, I do this like one of those like Scottish cows with the hair. But I don't know if you remember this fabric. Do you?
It looks vaguely familiar, like something we would have used for like Living History days.
Exactly. I was decked out in an entire costume of this, and this is the last remnant of that.
Oh my gosh.
And it's been made into whatever this is. I can't wear it. Literally, like, walk around and can't see anything. So then she made me another one, which is a little more face appropriate. Like, I can at least like sort of see over the top of this one, although she did rip up one of my tights. But this was 5th grade Living History Day.
Oh my goodness.
So apparently
That's awesome.
my mom's clearly not been doing a lot of sewing since I was about 10.
Right. Well, I don't think my mom's been doing so much sewing since then either.
We were
So
pretty cute though in our costumes. I remember.
we were pretty cute. I'm sad that like I know that I have pictures on my phone somewhere, but it would take me way too long to find them.
Oh, yeah, I've got pictures, a really embarrassing one of us all in the swimming pool looking really dorky and like.
Oh, I would always scrape the bottom of my chin on the
Yeah, I
bottom of the
remember
pool.
that. I thought that was you. Oh my god.
Yeah, that would have been me. Like every single time. I'm just scraping my
Oh,
chin.
this chin scraper, fish killer.
So, does your mom tell jokes?
Well, not so much as jokes. They sort of just come out, and then you're not really sure if they're supposed to be funny, but you
So,
laugh.
do you have an example, perhaps?
Not off the top of my head. I'm sure one will come to me.
Okay. If it does, that's fine.
She did call my car like a piece of small Japanese toy material. I don't know what the correct translation for it is, but like, yeah, she never ceases to come out with let's say interesting concoctions of word phraseology. I don't know.
Like, different syntax, that kind of thing.
Oh yes. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, like a good one was when I was feeding my friend's pet rats while she was on. They're like those cute, like domestic rats, not like
Oh, yeah.
not the ugly inbred ones that we have feeding for owls here at my company. That's a whole nother story. But no, so I was feeding her. I was taking care of her rats while she was on vacation. My mom was visiting from. This is when I lived in London, and so she lived at like the top of this enormous block of flats, and my mom came with me, and I told her at the last minute, oh, we're feeding my friend's rats, and she nearly like jumped off the railing like 15 floors up, and then she's like, we don't eat you don't eat rats, we don't eat rats. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, that's how you become homeless. And I was like the order of that is completely wrong, and just I don't know. That's what I mean. Like it's not a joke, but
it's funny.
Like, right. If don't eat rats unless you want to become homeless. And and to avoid the situation entirely, just jump off a 15-floor building. Like
That's very funny. So does your mom think you're funny?
She thinks I'm kind of a joke, yeah.
What?
I think she just thinks the things I do are funny. Well, like I left the country for about 10 years, moved to London under the pretense of going to do my master's degree, which I did, and then sort of.
What did you get your master's in?
Archaeology. And then immediately after, I just kind of dropped everything and joined a band. And that was my life for the last sort of 8 years. And that got me into some very convoluted, compromising positions that I probably shouldn't mention on your live show. None of which involved me specifically, but yeah, but it was great. I ended up in South America and like Europe and stuff, and got to play in front of lots of people, which is, good for my enormous ego. And but yeah, my mom did find that funny. She never once came to see me play, but she goes, "Oh, I gave you violin lessons, and what do? You go join a band?" Huh?
She gave you violin lessons.
Right. Well, I mean, she didn't give them to me. She kind of like fed the violin teacher, like, paper money under the table, and the violin teacher gave me violin lessons and piano lessons. In fact, I was 2 when I started piano. I mean, like, who does that to their kid? Oh, right.
I remember being like aghast at that, in elementary school when you were telling me this.
Man, I remember like on stage wearing this, and I mean, like on me, and then playing the violin, and then we had to play the recorder. Remember?
Yes. there were so many instruments that I started and then never did anything with, and the recorder is one of them.
I feel like that's probably a
wise
that's
choice.
kindness to society that no one ever really continues on with their recorder lessons. But yeah. Well, so you play the ukulele. I saw that in your video.
Oh, I do. I've played very mediocre ukulele. Very
That's
mediocre.
exciting. Are you gonna put me song?
I was not planning on it. My ukulele is downstairs somewhere.
I would have brought my guitar.
Now you play guitar too?
Yeah, I kind of picked up guitar and banjo in high school. Somehow.
You're like a one-woman bluegrass band.
Yeah, if only there were 3 of me now. I'm not a very good guitar player. But, it helps. I don't know. Well, when you're in a band, it helps, I guess. I don't know.
So are you still doing music, or did you just decide, to come home and, do, I don't know, American things for a while?
Americans don't play music.
I don't know. Bluegrass.
Yeah, I'm playing by myself most of the time because, well, I mean, you're not allowed to go out and do anything these days. But yeah, I've been playing guitar and stuff. It's kind of awkward playing violin by yourself.
Unless you're like a loop artist or something.
Yeah, I don't think the people who live on the other side of my building would like that very much. Although one of them plays the tuba, so they can't complain.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Are they cute. At least good?
No, they're like 10, so
Oh.
I can't really blame them for not being the best, the most professional of tuba players. Also, how can you tell if a tuba player is good?
I don't know. Like, without the rest of the band, like, that would be really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's see. So, what are you working on right now that you, like, want to promote or tell people about?
I'm working on self-isolating.
Cool.
Recovering from the last 10 years of, like, insanity.
You were touring a lot.
Working on my retirement, yes.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I was touring a lot. It got to be enough just human consuming. I don't know what the word for it is. Let's just say I'm glad to be kind of out in the middle of nowhere, being like, focusing on something that's different. And right now I'm in the middle of piecing together a lot of representative polygons of timber harvest plans. Nothing I want to promote particularly, no.
That's okay. No, you're doing stuff for you, which is just as important sometimes.
Yeah, and that's something I'd promote to everyone,
Yeah.
At the risk of sounding saccharine, go forth and be yourself.
In that same spirit, how have you engaged your impulses recently?
Oh, I feel like I've retired a lot of my impulses, aside from that toaster purchase. Couldn't control myself there.
I feel like that was probably a good impulse, and I am now so curious about the little tray on top.
I'll take a picture of it and send it to you.
That sounds great. I really appreciate that.
With the appropriate toasted good on top of it.
Well, it has been absolutely lovely talking to you and having you on my show. Thank you for being here. I hope that we can get a chance to talk more and stay connected better.
What you're up to.
I know I'm terrible at communication.
I got that.
But
it's so good to see your face.
It's good to see you too. Thanks for being on my show, Mickey.
Thanks, Krista.